Okay, so we are going to be talking about wordless picture books and information picture books today. To be honest, I have never read a wordless picture book, and that makes no sense because you obviously don't read it, but there's usually a little bit of text just to set you up in the context of the story. And they are meant to encourage conversation between the readers as opposed to the book being didactic and telling you what the story is and what's going on. Um, you can actually converse with your child or with the other reader about what could possibly be causing the situation or what could possibly be going on, and actually is even more of a trigger for imagination because long conversations can be had about what could possibly be the reason for the images and what's going on. So it's really open to interpretation. And the best way I think I can explain it to you is by showing you a very short and I think a very successful pictureless book. Wordless book, picture book. I'm sorry. And the one, as I was researching for these wordless picture books, the one that I liked the most was The Farmer and the Clown. And here it goes. So as you can see in the beginning, there's some text that says home. You know where it is when you're there, but sometimes you get a bit separated from home, and you may need a little help finding your way back. So at first, you don't know whether someone is gonna run away or someone was left behind or if a child was on his way back from the market and got lost. So even just by that text, you can start, conversing with your child or with the reader, and to speculate about what could possibly go on. So it's important to see the sequence here. All of a sudden we see this farmer and he's working hard and he looks like he's working hard because he had the face on and the hardworking face on. And he's got like his eyebrows are frowning and he's hunched over and he's just going at it. And then the next image, he turns around and there's a circus train. And he's just kind of, he stops and he looks at it and all of a sudden there's this little child or uh, something that comes out of the train because I guess it's a bumpy train track, and he drops his pitchfork and he obviously has a surprised look like, whoa, what's going on? So then here, instead of the book telling you, oh, there was a bumpy a train track and the child just fell out, you can converse with your child. You can, what do you think happened? Maybe he was thrown off the train or hopefully, well, it doesn't come that sad, but there's so many things that can happen, and here's a chance for conversation and a trigger for imagination. So I'll just let it keep going. And here, like both images are painted with their back facing us. So as he's walking there, there's a lot of suspense. Like we don't know what face they're making. We don't know what the little child looks like. And we feel just as he does because we're all facing the same direction. We don't know what's going on. So we're just in as much suspense as he is going towards the little child. And then he turns around and he's like a little happy clown. And we're like, oh, good. It wasn't like a monster creature or something that was thrown off the circus. So we feel relieved. And he doesn't show any emotion yet, but we'll see. So it looks like he's not very into him. The little clown is doing a performance and trying to be likable, and he has a little phrase like, "Oh no." So then we feel like, "Oh no, is he gonna say, 'Get out of here. I don't want you here. Get off my property'?" Or is he gonna be welcoming? Like, we have no idea. I mean, I'm leaning more towards he's not gonna like the little clown. But he does. He grabs his hand, and so that's a surprise. Like, he changes his face, he's not frowning anymore, and the little clown looks pretty happy, and he's holding his hand, so he's actually being nice to him. And he comes home, and all his little animals are there, and I can already imagine that for a clown, he probably isn't used to these domesticated animals. He's probably seeing more exotic animals, and I can tell this is going to be a learning experience for him just by looking at the cow and the chickens, that he's probably not used to seeing those animals. So in this sequence, we see that they're sitting talking to each other, they're eating together, they're washing their face, so they're interacting, and everything's going okay. And we see, I mean, it's really not the same experience as if the book was saying, and they sat together and talked, and they ate, and they washed their face. I mean, if they said that, it probably wouldn't be as impactful as if we were just watching, and it's kind of like we're in suspense the whole time. So now he feels embarrassed because his face fell off because it was all makeup. And we can see that he's having trouble sleeping, and the old man's just sitting by him, just, kind of helping him out. Well, not helping him out, but just being there, being supportive. In the morning, he's nice to him and tries to cheer him up, being a clown himself. So we can tell that the old man is learning a little bit from those little visitor. And again, he's just trying to cheer him up. And then, he takes him around his farm, and they do a lot of activities together. And just as we thought in the beginning, he is having probably new experiences. Like, I'm sure he never threw eggs in the air and tried to juggle them, and he never milked the cow. So it was a new experience for him. And then all of a sudden, he's got the exclamation marks on his face, and the train is coming back. And they're both like, "Oh my gosh, let's go, we gotta catch it." And they hurry up. So I find it so interesting that they decided to put this text in here because I don't know. I really love this book, and it's sort of like you don't see the train, but I feel like the story's coming to an end because the text is there, because there was not any text in the whole story, so I can tell something's changing. So it's probably coming to an end very soon. There's a clown family. They're all excited, and the train seems to be going real fast still, but. Okay, so it stops, and they all get out to greet him. And he's so excited, and he's with his clown mama. And so as we can tell from, if you remember the text in the beginning, it says sometimes you need a little help getting back. And in this case, he fell into the hands of a nice farmer who helped him out and taught him a few new things. and then was quick enough to get him to the train when it was coming back, so he was able to be reunited with his clown family. And it looks like they have had an impact on each other after meeting. And they're gone. And that a sequence from them being together and then the hand being out there and there's absolutely nothing, you can't even see the train, is very drastic. It's almost sad. Like, I wish I could at least see the train, but I don't know. It's like they want us to just let go. And so we do. So we can't even see the train anymore. No, now we can. So there's another surprise. So we think that we're not going to see them anymore, and we're all sad, and all of a sudden we see them again. And then we realize that the monkey stayed behind. So now it's the monkey's turn to learn a few things. Okay, so that's it for the wordless